Hi, my name is Jen, and I am a very self-conscious type 4. It's taken me a little while to put this together for some of the reasons that you identified, Carol. I'm a little nervous about putting this much of myself out there, though I've planned to do this from the start since you announced the contest. But it was a little nerve-wracking for me to consider putting this online, on the internet for everybody to view. But I'm gonna just do it anyway. A friend of mine introduced me to energy profiling. I'm a teacher, and she thought it would be very helpful in my profession, which it has turned out to be. And she gave it to me at the perfect time in my life because I was really looking for a way to be happier, because I, as a type 4, tend to be very critical, and it does affect my self-esteem and the self-esteem of people around me, including my husband, and I knew I needed to do something about that and was seeking something. In fact, had made some New Year's resolutions to deal with that, and she just took me inside and said, "You must read this, you need to read this." I didn't know her that well at the time, but she read something in me, and we both laughed later about how the universe was attracting her to me. So I'm really grateful to her for introducing me to Dressing Your Truth. Thank you, Suzanne. It has made a huge difference in my life. I was quite frumpy, at least in my opinion. I felt like I had become invisible, truly, which kind of explains why I thought I was a type 2 when I read the book. I really had no doubt in my mind that I was a type 2. And that I was attracted even to the Dressing Your Truth part of this. I guess I felt like I had become invisible, and I didn't feel pretty anymore. And I'd kind of just given up on it because I didn't know how to do it. I had lost all confidence in that, and so I decided that wearing makeup and, spending money on clothes for myself that was for people who were vain, and that was how I justified not giving it any effort. And I had really just kind of stopped trying. Even though there were a few times where I did try. I would try to wear makeup and people would tell me that I looked tired, and it would irritate my eyes, and I just felt uncomfortable in it. It's funny though, since I've started Dressing My Truth, the makeup doesn't bother me at all. As long as I'm in my truth, I don't notice the makeup. I don't feel it on my face, which was a problem before. And the way it's changed my confidence and my self-image is I feel like people notice me again. I'm not invisible anymore, and that's huge. I feel pretty again, and that's a big deal. Turning 40 last summer was pretty huge for me, and I wasn't dealing with that very well, and that was feeling like I was looking old. When I found out that I was a type 4, I had already bought the course. I was convinced I was a type 2. I was totally comfortable with that. I was really attracted. I did not think it was boring at all. Very attracted to the style of a type 2. Learning that I was a type 4 just destroyed me. I knew that I had some strong type 4 characteristics in me. I kind of figured it was my secondary type, but I think it was those high expectations and feeling like I wasn't a good enough type 4 because I wasn't perfect, and the type 4s were the perfect people, and I certainly am not. And I was sick. I felt sick to my stomach. I was crushed. My husband was upset. He was not happy with you at all because I was really a wreck. But I had already paid for it, and I figured, I really, really wanted this to work. So I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. And I went to a thrift store. I went to St. Vincent de Paul the next day, and I bought just a few things just to try it out, just to see how it felt. And I wore it to work on Monday. I pulled my hair back in a tight ponytail, which I never go out in public with a tight ponytail before, or never had. And a dark navy shirt with a necklace with a red pendant. And I had people that I work with every day tell me that they didn't recognize me, that it took them a moment. And I'm a teacher, I think I already mentioned that. Some of the mothers, there was one mother in particular, I was taking her child out to the car to put her in the car after the school day had ended, and her mom got out and came around to help me. And I said something to her, and she literally jumped back and said, "I did not know that was you." She was completely taken off guard and surprised by how different I looked. And right as she did that, another mom walked by and said, "You look like you've lost 10 years. I mean, if that wasn't validation enough to keep going, what would be? So, okay, me again. Sorry about that. Just things that I've tried that I never would have before. For one thing, I never would have bought this bold green sweater, but as you can see with my style guide, I think it works. And these earrings, I love these. These are something else I never would have bought before, or even looked at. But I love the parallel lines. They're clearly highly reflective. I love, the long shape of them. They're my favorite earrings. I love them. The hair. I've tried darker before, and I've always liked a dark, solid color on me. I've never been drawn to highlights, which it's nice to know I have a little bit of that sixth sense, because I don't feel like I had very much of it coming into this. But I have always liked, one solid color on me, a darker color. And my sister's a hairdresser, and she colored my hair recently and took out the gray and made it a little straighter at the bottom. And I always felt like I needed to have lots of body in my hair too. And it's funny because I love it now. My hair is very type 4. I mean, it's so still. It does not move. It takes lots of effort to give my hair movement, and now I don't feel like I need to, and I think it looks better than it ever has. I never would have pulled it back like this in the past, and it was the hands-on experience, the type 4 Dressing Your Truth hands-on experience. Thank you to that lovely, beautiful woman who allowed you to pull her hair back off of her high forehead, which you can see I also have with my secondary type 1. And showing me how beautiful it was on her, and giving me the confidence to do that myself, because I really like to wear it this way. I like getting it off my face and not feeling that movement on my face, which usually drives me crazy. So thank you for that. Yes, becoming my own beauty expert has made a world of difference in my life. I never had the confidence to spend much money on myself, and really I haven't. I have mostly changed my wardrobe through secondhand stores. I made one trip to Ross. It was nice to only take back things that were really worth trying on, because I tend to spend hours in the dressing room. I've always liked shopping by myself. I've never been one to shop with friends, which is pretty type 4. I like to go shopping by myself and make my own decisions, but usually my decisions weren't great ones, and I seriously had a closet full of clothes that I never wore, all gray and brown, very muted. And it's funny, a really aha moment for me was taking off something red and put on one of my old just gray t-shirts and watched my face just went gray. And it was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, no wonder I'm invisible. I've been wearing clothes that make me invisible. And to know that my nature is to be bold and striking, and that I have been doing that to myself for the last decade is upsetting. I'm so thankful that I've learned that that's not what's right for me. So thank you.